All right. So a key part of actually coming to America is doing your research. So you want to first research your opportunities, and there's two types of universities. There's public and private, and there's also research focused and liberal arts. So you want to explore either if you want to go public or private, more research focused or liberal arts. So some schools that are liberal arts are like, for example, Harvard, but research focused might be like MIT, and public might be something like UMD or UT Austin, or private might be something like Yale, for example. So private are generally more expensive in a way, but what happens is as like, you're at the university, your cost actually goes down because they provide a list of scholarships that you can apply for. While public is not like that and you can't really negotiate your prices. So these are some considerations that you want to take while, choosing your university. Another important aspect is, your location and your campus culture. So diversity, for example, how many like, people there are, how many people you can mingle with and a network with as a whole. And these are all crucial things that, play a crucial role into selecting the right university for you.
So when it comes to degrees, there are multiple different options. One of the most basic degrees that colleges offer is an associate's degree. The next degree that they offer in the hierarchy is a bachelor's degree, then a master's degree, and then a PhD. You must discover the time commitment, career prospects, and potential earnings associated with each and find out what is the best choice for you. Also, many colleges on their websites have a list of their majors and minors, and you should align your academic interests and career goals by understanding the significance of these majors and minors and picking the one that you think is the right one for you. Researching opportunities is very crucial in this career development process.
All right. So there's also things like additionally to the research focused schools and liberal arts schools, there's also something called trade schools. So this is like 2 years, 4-year program which can like you can take at certain schools. So you can do stuff like, cosmetics, plumbing, that sort of thing will also go into like trade schools. And even those type of schools, they make a lot of money compared to like public universities and private universities. Getting a degree from trade schools can help you build your own business and become an entrepreneur in the US.
So different universities in the United States are specialized and have different unique things that they are good for. For UMD, for example, has very good programs for computer science, business, and bioengineering. MIT, for example, has a great engineering program as well as mathematics and physics. Harvard is very good for pre-med and so on. So it is important that you go and research online what universities offer what programs so that you truly understand what you think is the best fit for you.
Okay, so there's many different careers in America. So you want to look at potential job opportunities before you come here itself. And this is actually a crucial aspect as most high schoolers in the US, they know what they want to do before they actually like, go into college. And even if you don't know what to do, you have 1 year before you can choose your degree at your university based on the university itself. For example, if you are initially a finance degree, at UMD and first semester didn't like, really work out with you or you didn't really like it, you can switch into like a different degree and, explore more job opportunities within that degree. So you want to really like take a step back and look at what you really like and the skills that you develop throughout your high school career. So another important thing that you want to look out for is your actual career's job salary. So you want to see how much salary you want based on the degree that you do, and you want to also consider the geographical location of these jobs that are present in the US. And you want to also like, see like the demand for various professions. So this means that, something like medical, which is, highly demanded right now, it might be easier to go into, but the degree to actually attain that might be harder. So something like CS, for example, it is in low demand right now because we have so much CS professionals flooding into the field right now. And, it just becomes more competitive as a whole. So these are also like important factors that you want to take into when accounting for, careers in America.
So choosing a career track is a very important decision that everyone has to make. And you should assess your own interests, strengths, and set realistic career goals. We will go over the different career tracks in a moment. But there are different tools. For example, there are personality assessments, there are informational interviews, and you can always search it up as well as look online for tools to make informed decisions.
All right, so let's look at some requirements for success.
So the first requirement for success is standardized testing. This is required by almost all United States colleges at one point, but now it's becoming test optional. But most colleges recommend that you submit a test score so they get a better understanding of your academics. SATs and ACTs are the most commonly used test scores, and they are used by college admission officers to gauge your intelligence and then see if you're fit for their school or not. There are online resources and study schedules that you can make for to improve your scores in these tests. And there are different test taking strategies. For example, Khan Academy has a practice option for the SAT, and there's other online options as well.
Okay, so let's get into what's actually gonna make you stand out as a person. So crafting the Common App. The Common App is basically like your entire resume. So this has like, different like personal statements, plenty of essays, your recommendations, and your extracurricular activities. And this Common App will be distributed to many schools. For example, your public schools, but some schools like or some districts or like some states like California, the UC districts, they might require their own like, submission program. And the Common App is like widely used. So people mostly prefer the Common App unless they're like applying to different schools, like the UC schools, for example. But inside your Common App, it's broken down into extracurriculars, your activities, your awards section, your essays, and these are all like your resumes that are about to be distributed to many schools. So you want to make yourself very unique on that and diversify everything that you do. But also what you want to do is have a spike. So what a spike exactly is like your main pivotal point that directs you to your major. So for example, if you're doing med, you might do like an internship in research, or if you're doing like computer science, you might mentor under somebody for computer data science research or something like that. That might be a spike. Or if you want to be an entrepreneur, then you might start a nonprofit or something like that to actually like make yourself unique and create a spike or a pivotal point that'll like tip you one way or the other. And these are also like all the ways that you want to make a standout application. Another thing that you want to do is you want to like, make a unique story and demonstrate your resilience and why the university wants you and why you want the university itself. Because the universities, they really look at who you are and how fit you'll be like for their professors rather than just academics. Like just grades do not matter. Just extracurriculars do not matter. Just SATs do not matter. It's all a combination of everything. It's a holistic application process.
So one of the main things that universities in the United States look at is your academic performance. So most schools across the world have GPAs, which is the grade point average, and this is an average of all your grades that you get in your classes, as well as some schools have a class rank, which shows what rank you came in your class and how well you do compared to everyone else at your school. So colleges and universities in the United States take into account both of these factors and they try to gauge how well your academics are and how well you will fit in their school. They also look at how rigorous your courses are and how difficult they were. For example, if you get a lower grade in a harder class, they look at that more favorably than a easy like a good grade in an easy class. And they also want to emphasize the role of a well-rounded academic profile. And they don't want people to just take classes in one subject, but often they want you to take classes in all the different subjects and receive good grades in all of them.
All right, so let's talk about financial aid. So there's different like, college is very expensive. Like for example, other universities, public universities, if you're going in-state, then it might be less for you because you paid taxes in the US for several years. But because you're an international student, you're gonna have to pay full price for all of this. So you wanna mostly apply for scholarships and grants. For example, there's a Coca-Cola scholarship, which gives you about 100% of like for a 4-year program, and they pay off everything like buying computers to your tuition to like boarding, housing, all of that, and even your food. So apply to scholarships like those, or even if not large scholarships like Coca-Cola scholarships, which might be really like competitive, you can apply for a lot more of like smaller like scholarships. And with this money, you want to build your financial literacy. So what does this basically mean? Financial literacy is how well you manage your money and how much you know how to budget and understand your student loans. And you want to, empower students and you want to keep yourself like afloat. So you want to be really well versed on how money works, what you can do with your money, grow your money, make sure you don't lose your money, how to stay out of debt and take into control of all these things as a whole.
So once again, we'll stress the importance of the holistic application. The colleges and universities don't look at any one particular aspect of your application and consider that more important than everything else, but rather they take a holistic approach, which means that they look at everything and they gauge your overall they gauge the overall strength of your application, and they look at your application to make sure you're both well-rounded but also have a specific unique interest, also known as a spike. And it's very important that you develop a more complete application by doing things such as internships, volunteer work, anything that's available in your community, any extracurricular activities, as well as any community involvement or leadership opportunities available. It is important that you take those and then write about them in your application in order to build a more compelling portfolio.
Yeah, adding on to that, if you're in something like sports or you're like ranked nationally as well, like coming back to the scholarships and stuff, if you're like really good at sports and you could even get a full ride to your college, for example, in Georgia Tech, a friend of mine, she actually got into a scholarship for soccer and she got a full ride, and she's building her career like at the moment. So that could also be like, a good thing too, stressing the holistic application as well.
So there are different requirements for a different career tracks. The most common career tracks in the United States are pre-med, which leads to you becoming a doctor, pre-law, which leads to you becoming a lawyer, business, which can lead to finance careers as well as marketing careers and management careers, engineering, which leads to you being an engineer, as well as law and humanities, which can lead to being a lawyer, but humanities specifically can also have different options like theater or acting. And all of these different career tracks have the same requirements. For example, the standardized testing as well as the GPA are considered, but it is important that you have specific extracurricular activities that match your specific career track in order to develop a more complete application. So now we'll go over the different specific requirements needed for each of these tracks.
Okay, so career track, so what you want to do is you want to really build your skills. So there's two ways that you can do this. You can go to seminars like for example this one or online learning resources. So something like online learning resources is something like Udemy. So Udemy allows you to build your skills. For example, in comp sci, you can take comp sci courses, and for example, for law, you can, take law courses and things like that. And you want to continuously develop your new skills and project it towards a way that it really helps you to get your degree and come to the US. So you want to make yourself more unique, adding back to the college process. You want to actually build your skill on your specific target.
So it is important to have versatile skills for all the different career tracks. Um, having a versatile, no, having many skills and having versatility of your skills will give you an advantage over other people in the workplace, because if you're able to do multiple different tasks that other people can do, then you're more likely to shine in the workplace. As well as if you have if you're versatile in the skills that you have, then you are also more likely to get promoted.
All right, so internships. Internships are really pivotal. So internships actually allow you to, build professional networking and, talk to professors and get industry insights into what you want to do. So this also like tells a company or university that you're in that you're really involved with them. So if you intern in somewhere like UMD for data science with a professor, then UMD might think that you're more inclined to coming to the university as you already got more experience inside the university, or going to like some specific company like Leidos, for example. You can, build those connections, or even Microsoft. my friend's brother, I think he was interning at Microsoft, and they saw like how well he worked, and he got into like a job in Microsoft right after his bachelor's degree, and now he's doing master's. So internships can really show you like how a company wants you, or show the company how much of a beneficial factor you are in their company. So for internship strategies, you want to build a compelling resume and application as a whole. You want to learn your letter writing and network properly. So you want to really showcase your personality, your uniqueness, and your talent into like who you actually want to like what you want to do in that specific company or university to get in.
Also, adding on to that, the different career tracks have different internships that are appropriate for them. For example, if you're doing a law career track, then you want to do a law internship in a law group. For example, being a legal intern or being a legal a helper or like a secretary for a lawyer. If you want to do a career in engineering, you can do a research internship in robotics, for example. If you want to do something for the humanities side, you could be, for example, you can be a helper for a camera crew, or you can be a helping a producer of a film, or you could be doing an internship as a actor in a theater. If you're more inclined to do the computer science track, you can do a data science internship, or you can do a software development internship. And if you want to do business, you can do a marketing internship where you can work on increasing the marketing strategies of an existing business, or you could do the help learn the, or you could help a financial specialist with the finances of their company. And there are many different internships that you can do in order to build a better application and have more experience and skills when you go into the workplace.
Okay, resume development. So you want to tailor your resume for specific industries and even specific job applications. So you want to showcase why you want the job and why they need you. So you want to go into like specific resume writing help, or ask other students or people in your field or even professionals in your field. You want to put in your objective statement, your work experience, your education, your skills, accomplishment, awards, everything. You want to show them who you are in that one resume and what uniqueness you can bring and what talents you can bring to that company by joining them. So you want to really build your resume and go to these classes, seminars, whatever, and really craft on your experiences, which will at the end of the day define who you are.
So, in addition to resumes, which are very important, interviews are just as important when trying to land a job or go to a college in the United States. So, there are different tips that you can take when you're trying to do an interview. The first of which is that you should always be confident, but not overconfident, which means that you should be confident, but you should not come off as like snobby or arrogant. Instead, what you should do is you should be confident and you should look your interviewer in the eye, shake their hand firmly, smile, and also sit upright and properly when asked to. Also, different questions that are common in interviews include, tell me a little bit about yourself. Or there are questions such as, what do you do for your hobbies? And all of these questions are important for you. It's important that you understand these questions ahead of time so that when you are asked them during your interview, you can succeed.
All right, so let's go like into like in more in depth than personal finance. So what you want to do as a student is you want to, invest in stocks. You want to do some financial planning. You want to see like the risks, risk management, and what compounding interest can do. You also want to see diversification and risk tolerance in your stocks. So me, for example, I invest in the stock market as well. I look at the market like, daily or weekly, depending on how well certain companies are going. And you want to always keep yourself updated on the current news and companies that like are spiking up. So you want to also see trends in the data for the market. So I use something called Webull, and it allows me to, see market trends, and I can like draw lines on it sort of, and I can properly like guess or make an educational guess on how well the market is about to go, like go up or go down. Based on that, I would invest in like certain stocks. And right now I think like Peloton, right, is going good. Yeah, so I invested it like really low money, and hopefully I get some money out of that. But coming back to Vertex, you want to really like look into stocks, and even like stocks, for example, can tell you how well a company is about to be projected in the future. So maybe you want to like invest yourself in that company by like working in that company to make money as a company gets bigger and bigger. So that's also an important keynote to take care of.
And then when it comes to bank accounts, it's important to understand the two types of bank accounts. There's a savings bank account and a checkings account. And there's also different interest rates that banks provide. And interest rates, what they do is they allow you to increase the amount of money you have just by letting it sit in the bank. And it's also very important to establish your financial goals ahead of time so that when you are saving and budgeting your money, you know not to live above your means, or you know that if you are living frugally, you know that you can still spend a little bit more money if you have these financial goals set ahead of time. And bank accounts as well as the stock market are both two ways that you can get your personal finances in order and have a successful career in the United States.
All right, so let's look at some methods from saving money. So like, adding back into Yash, you want to like learn how to budget properly. And a popular like rule is the 50-30-20 rule. So you want to invest 50% of your money. You want to save 30%, and you want to, keep 20% for yourself for like, buying things and your wants, for example. And you want to spend 30% to your needs. And the 50% of investing will like, create your like money to grow exponentially, while the 20%, I mean the 30% of saving it will help you build an emergency fund for whatever like things you need in case you go to bankruptcy. Then you'll still have like enough money to bounce yourself back up. And it is essentially what you're doing is you're creating a safety net for yourself financially. And this is really important, as many like billionaires or even millionaires, they've been like making all this money, and when they go bankrupt they have no money left to spare. This is why you see many lottery winners that they spend their money all the time, and they don't properly use the 50-30-20 rule, and they can't compound their money. Instead, they're just like, throw it down the drain, which is not really good for them and whatever they spend on.
Next, we'll go over the immigration process.
Okay.
So the most important thing is to obtain a visa. And there are different types of visas. There's student visas for students who want to come to the US, as well as work visas for people who are seeking work in the US. And the application process is sometimes confusing, so we'll go over that as well. And there are different criteria and documentation requirements for you to consider. Also, there are extensions in the visa, which will allow you to stay in the United States a little bit longer. And there are different paths to getting a potential residency in the United States and getting an employment-based visa, which will allow you to work in the United States.
All right. So when coming to the US, you want to like hold all your necessary paperwork and know all the procedures for studying. For example, if you hold a F1 visa, which is a visa that, come to the US to study specifically, you can't really work unless the university grants you permission, or the government grants you permission for you to, do university jobs or something like that to make money, because you cannot make money at all while you're studying through an F1 visa. You also wants to like create like a checklist of sorts. So you want to have all your documentation, including your transcripts, your financial statements, and health insurance is also a really big thing. But your university could also provide you that if you talk to them, like deeply. All right, so let's talk about networking. All right, so making connections is really important, because at the end of the day, the people who you meet and the experiences that you share with them, both online and offline, they can give you job opportunities. And these strategies, you can talk to people on social media, you can go to networking events, you can go to seminars like this one to meet like-minded people to, really build your career and, make a lot of money in the future. All right, so as we're running out of time, we only have 15 minutes, or so let's talk to our guest speaker today, Ashrita. She's currently studying at UMD for finance major.
Hi everyone, my name is Ashruta and I'm a first year at University of Maryland and I'm majoring in finance. Um, I came to America when I was in 11th grade and it was a really big change for me, like trying to fit in with the new culture, getting used to the language, and the accent was really challenging. especially at my high school, which was predominantly white, and I was considered as the minority. Like there was only like 4 or 3 Indians in my grade. So it was a challenge getting used to that. But I was able to adapt pretty quickly through the help of teachers, my friends, and also like being part of many like extracurricular activities like clubs and other school sponsored events. When it came to college, I chose University of Maryland as I thought it was a good university for me and had like a lot of strong academic programs in various fields. The location of the university is also another factor because it's close to Washington, D.C. We also have access to many like internships and like volunteering and all networking events that occur in DC. The school is also very diverse and inclusive. Like as of last November, around 24% of the undergraduate students were Asians, ranking second to the 30% of whites. The school offers many opportunities to be involved as well. Like there's academic clubs, there's culture clubs, religious clubs, and other like general interest clubs too. And I'm pretty sure the academic clubs, they also like um let you meet with large organizations and like many businessmen and like give you access to apply to summer internships, and they will also give you like speeches for how to apply for internships, how to apply for like certain fields, so you can gain like more information on like your future career too in those clubs. And there's clubs that you can just join for fun, like there's a South Asian club, there's a Bollywood club, and there's also for other like ethnicities too. And there's many ways to be inclusive, like be included in here and also in like many other universities in US, as long as you just like explore more and find out more. So yeah.
All right, thank you,
Mhm.
Ashrita, for your amazing insights into college. I'm sure you're having a good time at UMD, right?
Yeah, I am.
It's pretty fun, I'm pretty sure. But just like UMD, there are many other universities, public universities that'll all universities have certain groups, and you'll meet a lot of people there, I'm sure. So yeah, thank you.
No problem. Thank you for inviting me.
All right. If anybody has like any questions for Ashrita, then you can ask her now.
Also, we would appreciate if everyone could turn on their camera for a quick group photo. That would be great. So great to meet you all.
All right, we can just take a picture. All right. Thank you guys for coming. We greatly appreciate it, and we will be coming out with a course soon, so we can also let you guys know about like a more deeper insight about all the stuff that we discussed today. So if you guys have any questions or anything else on that, you can contact us on our Instagram or our email, or you can contact us through the course itself on Coursera. So thank you guys for coming once again, and we hope that you reach your endeavors in the US.
Yeah, thank you.